Get in there, it matters. It matters. So it's recording us on Zoom. So basically Title I funding, we receive 1% of a federal funding that, like I said, to do what we want with it. Did you guys get a do's and don'ts? I'm gonna tell you guys, they want to do kind of. So there's certain things that we can do with it and that we can't do with it. We can't go on any fun trips, basically. We can't go ice skating, we can't go to theme parks, anything like that. We can't. But we can do educational things. We can do educational things, and we can also do things for ourselves as parents and for our children. We can use that funding for workshops. I have some wonderful workshops in mind. I have someone who wants to come in to teach us how to sign up for housing, public housing, any type of housing assistance, SNAP benefits, nutrition workshops, and whatever else we could find to add to it. We also have, I also have another idea of a resource room where parents can come in and we would use that funding to basically get clothes, jackets, whatever our children need, whatever information you guys need, to pantries, anything, any and everything under the sun we'll have in there. So, I basically wanted your guys' opinion to see what we should do with the money, or what do you think? Just take a look at the do's and don'ts really quickly and see if anything comes out at you. Basically at the do's, let's look at what we can do with it. You know, we can use it. Excuse me? Oh, yeah. You guys want to introduce yourself? Yeah. Yeah, not everyone knows each other, you're right.
My name is Mildred Nunez. I'm the mother of Ryan, so she's in third grade. I like to we get out more light and she's in third grade.
Oh, Carmina. I'm Tristan's mom and Titan's mom. Tristan's in third, Titan is in pre-K.
Hi, I'm Diana Rodriguez. My son is Antonio Ascona. He's in third grade.
Oh. My son's in the third grade, Zion.
I'm Luam Rafael. My kids are Asher and Sloan. Asher's in first grade and Sloan's in pre-K.
Hi, everyone. My name is Liv, and my daughter Paz is in pre-K, and I'm also the alternate chair of the Title I today.
Yes.
My daughter's talent.
Yeah, so my name is Yumiko. Same with the Asher and we my daughter's name is Pastor Greg.
My name is
my name is Sean. My daughter is in Kaya in the third grade. I'm also the PK president. And I'll pass it on the conference call, pass it to Chris.
Hi, my name is Chris. My daughter is in third grade. Her name is Maya. And I will pass it on to Quisqueya.
Good morning. My name is Quisqueya. I'm mom of third grader Adeline, and I'll pass it on to Jenny.
Sorry, I'm at work, so my reception is a little bad, but I'm Jenny Data, mother to Kaya Garcia in third grade. Is that all we're doing? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Introductions, that's it?
There's some parents who are joining us.
Okay, so
Jenny,
I
do you
guess I'll
wanna
pass it.
on?
Yeah, I'll pass it to Nicole Soto. She hasn't spoken yet.
Hey guys, my name is Nicole and my son is Joseph in the 5th grade.
I think we still have Jen and Christina. If you are able to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I don't know if my volume's working on my speaker, but if you can hear me, Christina Neville, and I have a pre-K student, and I had a pre-K to 5th grade student just graduate from the last year, so I'm kind of a veteran of the school.
Thanks, Christina. Jen, are you able to talk?
Yeah, hi. My name is Jen Shirakawa. My daughter is Reiko Benson, and she's also in the 3rd grade.
Okay, good morning. So basically my objective today is just so we include as many parents as we can, like I said earlier, to figure out what we're gonna do with the Title I funds. A lot of times, the Title I funds we've used like for something for one day. So my plan basically is to see if we could come together to figure out a solution that we could actually build on the Title I funds. Like I said, workshops and, resource room, something that we could continuously take the Title I fund money to and just continue to add to it instead of just where we could benefit from it longer, not just use it for something that we did for one day. I'm not too sure. I know you were the chairholder last year, right? Yeah, kind of, yeah. So I think it was used for BioBus, which the kids love, and it's so much fun for them. But I think that really doesn't benefit us for the long run. And we need something that's sustainable, that we can continue to use. So, like I said earlier, whatever suggestions you guys have, of course.
I wonder if it's worth mentioning the approximate amount to give people an idea.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna have a suggestion box in the front, and we're just gonna
Dollar amount.
Oh, the dollar amount. So last year it was about almost 2,000, right? 1,000. So this year, that's what it was like. It was like 1,000 and some change. So this month, since we had such an influx of new American students, we're gonna call them, we're actually gonna receive more money, which is wonderful, because we're going from 1,000 and some change to hopefully a lot more, because I don't know if you guys knew, the school had some issues of enrollment. So them coming in really helped us a lot. We're gonna be receiving more funding. So the way we have to split up this funding though, is every child in the school has to benefit it. We can't just use it for 5th grade or, just for one class, or, most of it goes to 3rd grade, or we can't do that. Every single child in PS 63 has to benefit from it evenly. So whatever idea we come up with, they all have to be included in it. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the resource idea?
Yes.
So we'll have like intention of getting rid of that physical space. Use, like
Yep.
there's been discussion of that, and I don't know if that's like, there's a dollar amount associated with actually procuring that room, or if it's like more like what we use like the funds for in terms of supporting that space, or having like
educational or other resources.
So we actually did receive a small little space yesterday, the tiniest little nook in the dance room. So we do have a little space there where we could put whatever we need. We're gonna have set times that we could go in, you know, have our PTA meetings and also be able to put some of our resources in there for the parents and students.
Is that something that could also be kind of expanded into some virtual resources?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, like I said, that we would be able to, because you know, $1,000 somewhat dollars is not that much. So that's why I said we will be able to continuously build on it, and also with the help of the PTA, because the PTA is so amazing, Sean. That whatever else we would need that we put in with the Title I funds, we would have help from the PTA to do whatever else we need. Any other questions?
So the Title I funds, for those who don't understand, we get not just $1,000 from the school.
Yeah.
We get $100,000 or $200,000 at the school. This committee controls 1% of that overall budget. So we get like $250,000. If that gets issued this year, then we'll have $2,500 for this committee to create a proposal, and then every single parent in the school has to vote on it. So we do a mass school kind of election. So the goal of this body is to create those proposals. So what we're saying too is that even though the Title I money is the federal money separate from our PTA bank account, so that's why these meetings happen separate than our PTA meetings. There can be ideas that are supporting each other. So there can be only maybe $1,500 that this committee can create, control, but then there's a few $1,000s that the PTA can put forward for, some kind of, so this resource center or any other kind of.
Yeah.
Just so people get a framework that we're not just talking about, $1,000 and creating food for something like that. Like it's part of a bigger picture, and each year changes. So that's what I was saying. Last year we only had 1,000. This year we'll increase.
The more students we have,
we potentially will get it. We're not guaranteed to get it. This is the U.S. government, and this is the New York City DOE. So we know that ideally we get more money, but we also have to keep that in the picture. So I would say we're probably thinking somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000.
Yeah.
Probably what we should think about today.
And like one of the issues last year, I know for myself, was like time and being able to like congregate a group and then kind of coming up to like the end of the school year and needing to kind of just decide like what are we doing with this money, so we don't just like have this money that we got and didn't use it, So I love that we're having these conversations now, and I just wanted to kind of like think about like what's our time frame for that voting process, and also like in creating, like solidifying like how many proposals and like drafting those proposals out, so that, and then communicating it to the community so that we're like having enough time to actually like implement as well.
Right.
Because like for me, that's the takeaway from last year.
I know.
I just didn't do it. I mean, for personal reasons, I couldn't do it early, and then there was no one else really to kind of like come together. So, but like that's why I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, this is really what it should be.
Is there a timeline that we know we'll get, when the number will be decided and we will actually get it?
So I was told that I would receive the number by January, like
Okay,
the absolute number by January, and then I could start making decisions. So having,
like technically we're supposed to spend that money by like, I think it's like the middle of April.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's why we're having this conversation. Right, so that's why we're having this conversation so early,
Yeah, makes sense.
so we can decide even hopefully before April. By the time April comes, we're already done, and we're just putting in the paperwork of, I'm just putting it in of whatever it is that we make the decision on.
Nothing's gonna start.
That's why it's an open, like brainstorming discussion. And I want to give, and I want to give everybody time to get their ideas to me so that we're able to vote. So by the time January comes, we're not scrambling to try to figure out, what do you want? What do you want? We already figured out what everybody wants. And then we voted on it and we're putting it in.
Maybe with things like Sean is saying, like one of, there's been some other ideas like in years past that like we would have needed more money than
Right,
what we
yeah.
got. And so, there was like, that's an opportunity, like Sean's saying, like that maybe like, if we have a proposal and we're expecting, like, say we're saying, oh, we're gonna have the proposal expecting that we're getting the $2,000 in full, and then it's like shy of that, then maybe there's an opportunity then to like go to the PTA and have the PTA vote on like matching us or
Right.
giving us like, you know, filling in the gap for us so that we can still do what we proposed or voted on. And just to put it out there as like another idea, like one of the things that we had talked about as a possibility in like a few years past was accessing cool culture, the cool culture pass for the school community. So there's an expenditure that the school would have to pay, but then it's a direct benefit for the community. There's like workshops and opportunities, especially knowing art is not on the table for us anymore,
Right.
not in the curriculum. That's an opportunity for us to bring stuff into the school and benefit like the school community, as well as like each family that signs up for, so the fund would go towards us having the opportunity for each family then to also sign up for the Cool Culture Pass, to then use, people are not familiar, you have a pass you can use with your family to access like over like 150 like cultural institutions across the city in all 5 boroughs.
So cool culture is one of the things that we have like on our list. Yeah.
Yeah, so some parents do so much, and some parents do that.
Yeah.
And so I wanna avoid that.
Yeah. Right.
So, and also I wanna know, if we have less budget, what can we do? If we have so much budget, what can we do? Hire somebody or, like, ask one outside and once a week, we can do. I just wanna do, and I wanna know how much budget we can do, some can.
Yeah. Right. So once we get everybody's ideas and once we know the dollar amount that we're gonna receive, then most likely we would be able to budget that and give a proper breakdown of what we could spend on what.
Do we think most of the items here are like within that 1,000 to 2,000 range that we're talking about? Like, are these realistic options or are some of these out of the question already?
It depends.
Okay.
Because we also, like we just said.
Yeah.
With the PTA being able to help us do a few different things. We also have some people ready to sponsor once we decide what we're gonna do, which is wonderful.
Okay. So consider this like seed money, bulk of the money, but we got some ideas for filling it out.
Good morning. You want to introduce yourself this morning since you didn't get to?
I'm Jane Hawk, new character this year. Hi, I have a pre student and first grade student. I'm a co-VP of the PTA with Lowell. Our kids are in the same class in the same grade as anyway, thrilled to be here. And you have talked so much already. So initially I've been like, we do like for the kids or whatever, but now I'm like, if this is money that we can use ultimately support parents and or kids. Like, true or false, do we have more new Americans this year? I love that. So much easier than I love that. Big for me. Do we have more new Americans in our school now than we have previously?
Yes, we could say yes, because enrollment was down for the school. So they basically saved our school because they were talking about how low enrollment was. So they basically saved us. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not all.
Yeah.
You feel it in the classroom.
Yeah, you can see it in the classroom sizes, yeah.
Is it safe to note that, a lot of people there could use a lot of support, like what you've been talking about.
Yes.
So
But our children as well. All of them, yeah.
So does it seem like if we were to do something, I don't know, we can to go to schools, like, what kind of looking at, we could be more effective facilitating need, like actual life and ones.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
So it might be interesting to approach this about, you know, where's there really helping kids
Right,
have basic needs.
right.
And that
So basically,
2000 isn't million, but like,
it's something. It's a stepping stone. So that's why the first thing that I am interested in are resource room and workshops to help. So we know, you had a question?
It's a good question. Given that we've had this moment, save them, is there any chance of them saving the art program?
Right.
Yeah, like, I know you have no control over the 99% of them.
Right.
But is there any talk of that, of bringing that back?
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
So there's not talk of being able to bring an art teacher back this year, but we are in the process of investigating an after-school program that is fully arts and dance based, not just like a secondary thing like some of the other after-school programs we have right now. So me and the principal are meeting with that program, trying to see if we can get it rolled out after the holidays. So it's, you know, it's not gonna be an option for everybody, but if you do get it, it will be free. The option that we're looking at is twice a week right now, but it could be a full 5-day program if we can get the adequate money from community, you know, sponsors, you know, get Trinity Church and, you know, so I think some of the things we can think about with this money is like, are there workshops that will empower us to maybe do some advocacy to get more money into the building? You know, what can we do as a parent group? How can we tell the story of the beauty of Star Academy and the diversity of our community to appeal to some donors? Those are things that we, you know, this stimulation, right? Like using it to just $1,000 to open up maybe $100,000 grant, you know? I just got some stuff in the chat. Were you done? Yeah. I got some stuff in the chat to share.
Yeah.
So some people brought up again the idea of ice skating trip. You spoke to that earlier. It's not an option on the do's and don'ts. We can't do field trips. Some people brought up Theater Set, which is a theater company here in the Lower East Side. Jenny mentioned that the PTA actually is working to get them to come to the school and do some assemblies. And then and then Christina talked about an idea around like a health workshop, yoga classes. And she encouraged like being creative to fit within the rules of the details. That's it.
Okay. So does anyone have any more input or any questions? Okay.
Just a few ideas. I mentioned kind of like worded it out like a closet exchange or whatever for the kids.
We are working on that right now.
Okay, well,
And we don't even need to use Title I funding.
Yeah.
So anyone in the chat or anyone that is here, if you guys want to bring any clothes, even your clothes, anyone's clothes, you know, coats, hats, anything. The same room that it's an all-purpose room now. We're gonna have clothes, hats, sneakers, but sometimes things are worn.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, maybe Title I funding could come in to be able to buy some shoes, you know, whatever we decide later on. But for now, bring whatever you got.
And the last one is autism workshop. I've been trying to have one of my friends who is a parent and has been trying to speak at many schools that she can, but the last principal we had, Dr. Cameron, she was amazing, yes, but she didn't answer to none of her emails. Never responded back to her, but I really do want to bring that in the school. I've worked with a lot of kids on the spectrum. I don't feel like it's fair that a lot of subjects are taught to our kids without our knowledge, but things like that aren't.
Yeah.
I'm an ally for everyone, but that mostly, because a lot of kids don't know. A lot of parents don't know.
Right,
So,
yeah. That's an amazing idea.
I just wanted to, if you already said this, don't do it again for me, but when you said things you're interested in is workshops, could you expand on, do you like, you believe the best service, in your opinion, that can be done for the parents to help them with like getting settled, like, learning home, like, I just love to hear more about the workshops you think would be helpful.
So, I think the best workshops would be housing, SNAP and cash benefits, how to budget, those benefits that a lot of people have. Also, I was hoping to speak with the teachers to see if they wanted to come and do a workshop where they can come downstairs and learn how to work with, all of our new students and their parents. Because children that do good work come from happy homes. And stressed out parents sometimes have problems creating a happy home. The more stress you have on you with worried about where you're gonna sleep at night, how your child is gonna eat. Children who come to school hungry, I'm sorry. They just don't have a chance to succeed when you're starving. So sorry.
I'm a peer coach, I have a couple of friends.
Yeah.
That would be helpful, it would be workshops.
I've had friends, I went to this school when I was a kid. The school was full with, art all over the walls. It wasn't just plain, it was beautiful. And I had so many wonderful friends in here. I had Chinese, Indian, Black, white, whatever you could think of. I had the most amazing childhood in this school. So I hate to see all of these children come here. All of the children deserve to have food, clothing, shelter, love from not just their parent, from everyone around them. Respect. A lot of them can't speak English, and almost everyone sitting here, I'm pretty sure, your family background, you're not from the United States of America, We're all from somewhere. We were all considered migrants at one point, and we're all American now. So that's why I feel like we should start calling them, our new Americans, because that's what they are. And I feel like the help of us all coming together, speaking up, figuring out what we can do together, not only to help them, but to help our children. Because when we help them as well, it's helping our children. It takes one child to go up to another child and say, good morning. And even if they don't understand them, hold their hand and sit next to them. And they might not speak the same language. I'm pretty sure if someone stuck you somewhere where you didn't know the language, you would be like flustered, even as an adult. So imagine how it feels being uprooted as a child and just sat somewhere and just like figure it out. And you can't tell anyone how you feel. Can't do anything about it. Yes.
Sorry, one more thing, adding on to that, Big Brother, Big Sister program. I've seen the poster, but I know that's like an outside resource.
Yeah.
Maybe we have something here.
So that's
A lot
what
of
Title
us
I funding
know-
could be used
yeah.
for.
A lot of us
we
know
can
each
use it
other.
for a lot of different things. But I'm sorry, I got so upset.
No, listen.
I'm like super passionate about all of our.
You in the perfect spot.
I want all of our children to benefit. And I want it to be a continuous thing, not just, like I said, I love that they get to have fun on a bio bus. But I want to get to the root of problems. To the root of problems so that we can create happy, healthy children. So all of our children can be happy and healthy and coming to school excited. I want school to be a sanctuary for children and parents as well. Whatever we need help with, I'm telling you, I'm always gonna be in that office. Anyone needs to even just to talk, anything, I'm gonna be in the office. They're sitting there waiting for someone, hi, hey, in the morning, bothering people. So whatever your ideas are, whatever you think that we can come up with, let's just please all come together and just figure it out. And if you guys know any of the parents in the school that are not here now, that are not on Zoom, just to talk, get your ideas, bounce ideas off of each other. And my email, I'm not sure, is my email on one of these papers? Yeah, it's in the bottom of the Title I Parent Committee. So you guys can email me, let me know your ideas. Yes.
What is your second one? What's the second one she said, you know, about the workshop, resource center, that's a perfect idea to like, to give what the children and parents are in need of.
Yeah.
That's what they want. But what's the need? I think English as a second language is something that
Yes.
I will volunteer to teach English. I'm bilingual. I was born and raised in these streets here. So we are invited to the birthday workshop. I will do a workshop if possibly English, Spanish, to teach the parents how to at least be proficient enough to understand certain key words and it's kind of like a head start. So they can help their children, maybe with understanding homework. Something as simple as reading instructions like sum or the product of. I know third grade parents are in, you know, the multiplication. So, you know, little key words that a parent that can't even understand, you know, basic thing like restroom can learn these basic words. I'm willing and capable and able to be part of that workshop, you know.
Really important to learn meeting of the here that can help them with some of these like
Even homeworks, I mean, you know, basic things like that is huge for a family that they cannot communicate. So having these workshops and resource center, I think that's the best way to prolong that little money that we're gonna get. It will prolong it and will make a difference in not only the child's life, but the parents, to get them on board, to get them to come to these meetings.
Right.
You could have a Spanish translator, you know, it can go a long way.
I was gonna say, this is like, I don't know how you know this, but as a next step, would it be helpful if we make a form and share these everything to align on like, at least what the objectives should be for this month, and that'll help us filter opportunities, like if our objective is to serve population in our school that has the greatest need, like, if that becomes our objective, that'll help us weed out certain things, help us lean towards, like, that'd be a good way to start to fund this. Like, I've never done something like this, but.
I think that's good, that's like big picture setting, because I think everybody has like really great ideas, and it seems like there are a lot of parents with specific training or skills that they want to share and are willing to volunteer, or community members. And so I think if we have a framework that helps us sort of weed out the things that we don't think are as top of a priority for this resource room or workshops, and then the things that are top priority, because it seems like there's going to be a lot of energy, and that's awesome. But we also don't want to like spread ourselves so thin that it's hard to accomplish anything.
So that goes.
Important to remember, if the Title I fund is gonna support the a workshop, they have to be a DOE vendor. It creates a hurdle for us, because then money can't just go to like an individual, we can't get like a check to.
But can we, if
I'm not saying, I'm not determining.
that's not no, my question was gonna be, assuming people volunteer, can we use the money to like set up a workshop, to buy materials, to like, okay.
So we can support the workshop.
Yeah.
Money,
Okay.
but we can't pay someone to be a vendor.
Okay,
right.
That's what I was just wanting to clarify.
And the other thing is too, is that, there's also resources that already exist for free that are being underutilized. I think that's what we're saying, like, it's good that people want to volunteer, but there's Family Striving, there's local community organizations, tons of nonprofits, local organizers that do literacy and work with folks on spectrum, and these things exist, is they also struggle with getting the word out to parents and for parents buying into it. So maybe we think about how the money through, we can commission them, but also the money can be utilized to help with outreach and to share those resources, you know?
Because if there's resources out there that we don't know about, maybe getting that information and putting it up on the bulletin board. I mean, getting that information, knowing what.
Girl, you gotta do it today. We're about to do that. You gotta do it today.
Yes, I mean, we can definitely be able to use this money on new things that are not being. Yeah. Maybe getting this information. I will join the PTA and.
So if you're like, if we do this, we find a lot of free resources. Or like we get ready to spend less money, maybe we just remember to keep that a priority.
We actually had.
So, as there was a student at a state Saturday morning, didn't want to start the day. I got called down to you guys in the seat, done that. And I'm way up, said, why don't we have a party? So literally what he said. I missed part. So there are many babies, and I myself am one of the arts. That's how I got started in life and will be a dance teacher. There are children who need that. There are babies who express themselves, even our babies on the spectrum, even our babies that we're talking about. Art in many forms is a meaning. It's a universal language that when you're nonverbal speaks for you. Through your drawing, through your emotions. So I agree. My vote does not count towards any of this. I'm just a parent, honestly listening. So I'm still some ideas. What I have some ideas, what I already know. But yeah, I think
There are therapy.
what Sean is saying is
We could look into all of that.
You know, it's like a little bit. Finding some resources sometimes just takes no money at all. It just takes us looking. Yeah. And writing a little.
I wonder if
And
within this, we
going to-
could cluster into like some themes and assign people to dig in within an art theme, within a housing theme, within a literacy theme, whatever,
That would
so
be
that,
amazing.
because I think it'll be a lot
That's a great
to
idea.
have everybody looking for everything, but if we can like,
That's a great idea.
for next steps.
And maybe that's,
So-
sorry.
No, go ahead. The buckle, the number of, bundle the number of proposals, like an art proposal, I don't know, whatever this is looking like,
Yeah.
a workshop proposal or like because it seems
I
like
like
art needs to be a proposal.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it seems like resources, especially for New Americans, needs to be a proposal and maybe some third proposal. I like the number 3, but I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
thinking.
like
maybe
that.
we
Yeah.
can think,
I
don't
think
know what
that's
the
great.
Third one is.
Yeah.
My question, I don't know if you guys remember years ago how we used to have Saturday school.
Yeah.
Kids that are feeling and reading math, like, can we bring that in? Like, can we have like a few parent Saturdays?
I'm not too sure.
There's all
I-
sorts of things with liability and
Yeah.
like entering the building and stuff like I don't.
Cause we could just use just a one room and have.
Well,
But then we have
a
to like,
lot of
we have to
children.
take responsibility, like legal
Yeah.
responsibility for the kids. I think
Yeah.
it ends up being really.
And then we gotta do the
Earl.
building with also a deal.
Yeah.
That's
They
so-
would have to be the custodians.
Yeah.
We can find something or someplace.
Yeah.
On Saturdays, get those kids that are, falling behind and make like a little, study group.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because 90% of those kids are kids who missing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that goes back to,
So bring
yeah,
them
that
here.
goes back to why I feel that it's important as well to have resources for parents here. So a lot of times, those children that are missing as well, it's too cold for them. Their parents have 3, 4 sweaters on them. They get embarrassed. They don't have proper shoes. The parents don't have a coat. They have a baby that doesn't have clothes or diapers. So they end up saying, you know what, I think today you're gonna stay home.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the children who are missing days, and it's not only, you know, our new Americans, it's our children, it's all of, it's, you know, we all go through struggles.
So it seems like on the three buckets, there's like essential resources, there's art, and then there's like maybe community building, there, like, which feel like kind of, okay.
Yeah.
So on.
Yeah, and remember, some of those things that we have on there, we could find people to free.
Yeah.
We just have to ask, like I've been saying for days, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, we gotta speak up.
So ongoing art programs, ongoing resources, especially for American, and ongoing academic, self and childcare.
Well, with the childcare, I work for a nonprofit. I work in an educational specialist, so they help the families apply for childcare. But I think from 8 weeks all the way to until they get to 3K, and then they help them if the child wants to stay with that provider or they want to go into a 3K program, they help them there.
I think
so that's through University Settlement, which also does Families Thriving.
I think it's, I just want to like sort of pull these two apart a little bit just so that they're more discrete and like easy to sort of bucket things under. But I think there's like this essential resources area that's like the clothing, the housing, the childcare, that's like all extremely essential to like functioning life, food.
Right.
And then there's sort of community building, which is more, you know, there's like cultural events, and there's, you know, letting them know what's in the neighborhood. There's building communities within our school, encouraging that. There's, you know, partnership between teachers and students. And I think that helps us sort of separate things into these proposals just for planning next steps.
Also too, this, and for me, all time, the goal of this committee, not to do that. The only goal of this committee is to create the proposals and run the election process. So all the doing workshops, fundraising, sourcing, donors, that's all through the PTA. So the fundraising committee, the events committee.
So join the PTA.
So join the PTA, that's a shameless plug for sure. Join the WhatsApp on the PTA. But, so those conversations are already happening, but I wanna make sure too, we leave this meeting kind of remembering like the free stuff is not what we're talking about.
Right.
It's what we're talking about. $1,000 to $2,000 for to stimulate and support that.
Yep.
Art is important, yes.
Yes.
But we can find so many free things for art.
Yeah.
The main objective is to make sure all these kids and parents have what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get the resource funding
because
they're the reason why we got more, so give it back to them in that sense, you know?
Yeah. So whatever we have, email me, please.
There is a
So-
timetable,
Yeah, so we're gonna take the next 2 weeks to, like I said, any suggestions. I'm gonna make sure that I create a suggestion box for the front. Email me if you see me and you're like, hey, you know, I wanted to talk to you really quick about an idea that I have. Or you could write it down on a piece of paper, slip it to me, whatever you wanna do, you know, so we could just figure it out. And then once we're done, after those 2 weeks, I'm gonna gather all my little information, figure out, you know, what were the top ones that everyone put together. And like we said a minute ago, some of them can be lumped together, right? So all workshops can be, you know, one thing together, whatever, you know, art, all of those things, there's certain things that could be, there's like stuff that can be lumped together. So by the end, we'll have like, I'm trying to just have like just 3 at a maximum that we could vote on. So we'll just, that sounds good. So we'll just, you know, have those 3 and then we'll just vote on that. And from there, then we'll make sure that online voting is available, you know, for people who can't be here. So that's just basically the timeframe. So make sure that we,
So basically for Thanksgiving.
yeah, so, yeah, we will finish.
11/1 might be this. What day do you want the election?
So, I'm just trying to make sure.
17th, maybe the following after.
Right before
That's right,
break?
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, what we
Yeah,
can
that's,
do-
Like,
well,
that's
we,
like a 2 week.
What we can do with the tech, on the tech end is we can, so we have the next 2 weeks, like until November 3rd, Friday,
Right.
November 3rd. And then we're done with ideas. Then the, committee meets, and finalizes the 3 ideas before, November 10th, the next Friday, right? And then what we can do is we can have an open election from November 10th until November 22nd.
Yeah.
Right before Thanksgiving break. So that's like. a
because
open 12
remember, we wanna have everything done by January. So when we find out the money, we know what we're gonna, the amount that, the dollar amount, how we're gonna put, like, spread it out as thinly and as evenly as possible.
Y'all, including aquarium.
Yeah, all trips.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, all, so,
That's already going to.
Yeah.
So,
we-
yeah.
We gotta bring the proposal to the PTA.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we should do a trip to the aquarium.
yeah,
And vote on it. That's-
all of
any
those
trip to PTA.
amazing things are PTA. So all of the trips,
Like, people keep saying
Yeah.
Thanksgiving in the chat.
yeah,
We-
yeah, all of that, well, any trip can be PTA funded, but we definitely can. Yeah. All right, so I think we're pretty much done here, right? Okay, sorry for being a crybaby.
And just
Huh?
sort of falling.
No, I'm a Libra.
That's why I was like, she.
All right, well, thank you everyone on Zoom for joining us today. So we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.